Somadoda Fikeni, giving their sort of pre-expectations earlier. Any surprises here, Prof. Boyson? We're opening up, no further restrictions, in fact.
I think what we heard tonight was largely in line with what we talked about before, except I'm perhaps a bit surprised about the very, very softly approach that President Ramaphosa took. Slight reprimands, slight cautions, big opening up, but no serious indication of how to prevent these super spreader events, except for making a call on the sense of responsibility of the nation. And we know in the past it doesn't work that way. In many countries that have been opening, it had not worked that way. So I get the sense from this that it's really playing it safe, trying to get the economy going to a maximum extent, and giving leeway for the population, people to prompt or to either prompt or prevent another massive outbreak. But if we go, what I see and know of political culture, social culture in South Africa, I think we can expect that it is going to grow, and we're going to see evidence of much higher levels or significantly higher levels when we get to around February next year after the holiday season. So, yes, South Africans, I think they should really enjoy their freedom, hopefully responsibly, but enjoy this new freedom for the next month or three, because I think if we go by the international trends on how these outbreaks work, that it's likely to hit us again next year.
All right, Prof. Fikeni, your reaction to the President's address tonight, quite a number of key areas, concerns in the Eastern Cape, trying to handle that situation there. And alcohol goes back to normal trading hours, even though the President had expressed concern about, what's taking place within that particular area.
Well, I do think that in the first place, a large part of this speech was just an update in terms of statistics and how we compare with the world, and also where you do have an upsurge like in the Eastern Cape. And large part of it is appealing to the conscience of people to take responsibility and be vigilant in upholding the restrictions. But more importantly, he chose not to even delve into the area of reporting back on corruption and PPE. So that was not even featuring at all. And also more interesting is the lobby for alcohol ban or restriction of sales to be lifted has finally come to fruition, because it was quite a relentless lobby in a sense, and there were signals that even SARS is complaining about how the sales have dropped. Even your normal retails like ShopRite, Macro and so forth, apparently it's a large chunk that helps their sales to go up. So here I do think that the issue of economic pressure and trying to revive that has weighed more than the restrictions that could have been imposed. And again, the question is, should the figures continue to climb?
Do you think he bowed to economic pressure and shouldn't have?
Certainly, I do think that it's a very difficult one. There ought to be a healthy balance between the economic pressures, responding to them, but also the health issues. And if it is left to the people without further restrictions around the festive period or aggressive way of monitoring, then you're likely going to see the numbers go up again sometime early next year.
Prof. Boyson, do you agree, just on that SIU, we were talking about a possible report back on the special investigating unit that was launched to look at COVID-19. Was that a glaring omission as well?
I really thought it was, because I think it would really have been responsible thing and would have ensured, I believe, greater willingness of South Africans, greater responsibility from their side, willingness to support government initiatives, the president's appeals, if they see, or if they could hear more about government, about the ANC government and President Ramaphosa definitively doing more to ensure that every cent of scarce resources, there was only one explicit reference to resources that are limited and that the relief measures cannot be extended indefinitely. Only one measure, a reference to that. But I think South Africans would have understood, would have had much more sympathy with that had it been made much clearer, much more definitively that there is that the buck stops there with government and that there will be concerted action to ensure there is no more PPE, etc., corruption.
All right, I think that's where we're going to have to wrap it up with the two professors. Thank you very much indeed, Professor Somadoda Figeni, as well as Professor Susan Boyson. All right, we'll have lots of political reaction coming up shortly after 9 o'clock. You want to stay with us here on the SABC News channel after, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa addressing the nation. We'll see you now.